Listen. Listen. I can explain. I know I'm late by several minutes. Actually, someone's probably gonna come in the chat any second now and be like, late! She's late! And I can explain. So I've been playing this Final Fantasy VII Remake. Somebody made... I know I've talked about it before, but somebody made Final Fantasy VII as like an NES game, and I lost track of time because it was getting to a really juicy part where, you know, the first time, you know, when Sephiroth kills President Shinra, and, you know, you just find President Shinra's body there, and the Masamune is inside. And anyways, I'm here now, and that's what matters. Okay, so I'm sorry. But, hello and welcome to another exciting Let's Play. It's your girl, Kayleigh Alyssa here, and welcome back to Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. Look, I'm here, okay? It's not my fault. I was playing Final Fantasy VII, which is totally valid. Yeah, load it. Load me. Load me, daddy. Sorry, I'm sorry. I have no excuse for that one. April 11th to 12/13. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness. Do you know I didn't kill the... No. Obviously it was Sephiroth. It was obviously Sephiroth. There's no way it could have been Jenova. She's just ahead. I was hoping that they would have shown, like, NES-style graphics of, like, you know, little, like, NES pixel art artwork of, like, when you look into, like, Jenova's tank. Right? Oh, well, I guess. Yeah, he was inside the Frozen at the North Pole. Wait. No. Wait. No, I don't even have time to think about that right now, okay? Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness.
Yeah, this next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand. Dolly, if you will.
Oh. She's cute. There's butterfly. Wow! What's with this stiff silence? Stiff is right. Sorry. I'm sorry. Stiff silence. I might be stiff, but I'm not silent. In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. That tracks. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity. Oh, what? Oh, to be an umbrella. Am I right, boys? I can't believe he actually said that. Yes, Jenova's cells creating an image of Sephiroth. Sephiroth doesn't appear until nearly at the end of the game, you spoony bard. No, I know, like, as I'm thinking about it, it makes sense, but then, like, are you telling me that Jenova's head, which replicated all of the Jenova cells, also was the one who killed, what's the name of the snake? Midgar Zolom? That it was Jenova who killed Midgar Zolom? That it was Jenova who was on that ship when we were in the middle of, like, the ocean or whatever? Like, come on. That's ridiculous.
Oh, now then, witness, could you please state your full name?
Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous. You can hold my hand if you want to. Or any other body part.
If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size. With my hair boner. And I will bash it with my gavel. It's what I call my penis. My penis. It's what I call my penis.
I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Oh no, don't look straight at her when you say, my penis.
Thank you for calming my nerves. You're all so nice. I almost felt right at home.
Not at all.
Stop playing with your hair boner, your hair dongle, while you look at her like that, with that smug little smirk, you creepo.
It was nothing.
If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation?
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University.
She's a big part of this whole game. Well, what kind of voice am I supposed to use, huh? That's a lady voice, okay? I mean, how else am I supposed to make a lady voice? There's only so many lady voices in the world.
I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University.
Sounds like the Stewart voice. Yeah, well, see, you guys, you all always say that it's fine, just play. Cool.
I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence, Your Majesty.
The honor's all mine.
No, the honor is all mine. Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. A 2001 called. They want their lyrics back. What was that? Who did milkshake? I forget who did milkshake. Oh, the Dr. Pepper! You put too much soda in your can, and my fingers are covered. They're absolutely drenched. All I wanted to do was open it, and now this, it's like it's overflowing into the rim. She's probably a Southern Belle, though. Probably not, but I don't want to spoil. Then don't spoil, and I'll just keep using this voice. It was Kellis. I wanted to say Kesha, but I was like, that feels wrong. It definitely isn't Kesha. I know it wasn't Kesha, but for some reason my brain kept going to Kesha, and now I understand why. Because it wasn't Kesha, it was Kellis. But it has several of the letters in Kesha. I'm sorry, I opened up a Dr. Pepper cherry, which is really just Dr. Pepper. And, a song way before Kesha. I know it was way before Kesha. I was alive back then, Sky. Unlike some of us. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sir?
Is there something I can help you with?
You just go on and say whatever's on your mind. Dr. Pepper probably has a lot of cherry already, just saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. My girlfriend said that it's the best Dr. Pepper, and I was like, you know what, fine, I'll try it, since I can't find the coconut one. And it tastes like Dr. Pepper to me. No offense, Dr. Pepper. I'm still very interested in getting a brand deal with you someday. Please. I'd be great. I'd be great for your diversity, you know? Maybe like 10 years ago I wouldn't have, you know, because then I would have just been like any other Joe Schmo, but I'm trans now, and so that's good for diversity. Huh? Good for your brand. I've got 416 followers that are willing to to hear all of my commercials and ad reads. My sister wanted Dr. Pepper at Applebee's, and the server said, "We have cherry Pepsi." Ouch! Ouch! We have Dr. Pepper at home. Dr. Pepper at home. It's cherry Pepsi. Right? When your mom says we have Dr. Pepper at home.
I'm sure that there must be some kind of mistake. Or a Mr. Steak. We're not sexist here. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone. I just know it.
Yes. I could see why you'd say that. She's going to be a tough witness, all right. So you should do Bud Light? I should do Bud Light? What do you mean Bud Light? What do you mean Bud Light? Why would I ever do Bud Light? What does this have to do with Bud Light? I would never. No. You're talking about like a brand deal? Oh, because of the whole trans thing. Yeah, because what's her name? That one content creator who was like day 372 of being a woman. Dylan. Was that her name? Dylan? Something with a D. Right? That feels right. No, Bud Light is disgusting. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger. She can wrap me around her little finger. Literally. I want her finger in me. Wait. Hold on. Yeah, I can say that. Yeah, no. She can wrap me around her finger. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. I had to check her age in the court record. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please. You know, when that whole Bud Light thing was happening, I tried one just for the memes, so I could make a TikTok about it. And, it was disgusting. It's a piss beer. You're late, I was late. She's a great witness. They believe her that Phoenix isn't the killer. Congrats. Who's the fancy lady with the parasol? My future ex-wife. No, I don't know. But everyone in the courtroom is in love with her, and I can see why. That's Phoenix's girlfriend, possibly. Probably not. It seems like maybe there's a misunderstanding. I think there's a misunderstanding, and she's not actually dating Phoenix. That she was just having him hold her paraphernalia. I live in Seattle, so I was raised on Bud Light. Okay. Weird, but okay. I didn't think Seattle... I always thought that, like, Seattle and pretty much, like, the West Coast in general was... Oh, I was gonna say, like, they were more for, like, craft beers and stuff like that. Really weird craft beers. No, St. Louis makes more sense for Bud Light. Yeah. So, no. This is Miller country over here where I am, okay?
I went back over to Feeny and Dougie. They were talking behind the building. Then suddenly Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students, and they called the authorities.
Ew! Milwaukee's worst, more like it. I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong. I think I know her game.
Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion could burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please, tell us the truth.
But I would never.
So I think I know what her plan is. Is she knows that if he gets convicted, Phoenix, that is, that his necklace will be entered into evidence, or at least, like, will be entered in as, like, you know, his personal belongings. And it's gonna, you know, sit in lockup for who knows how long. Whereas, if he gets off scot-free, without any Scots, no Scots involved, then she can try to get that necklace back. That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue. Also, come on, we know Phoenix isn't the killer. I know Phoenix isn't the killer. But unlike most witnesses who I think she probably did it. She probably actually... It was either an accident or Dahlia did it. I think, for the first time, she's not going to try to get the innocent party convicted. Because she's going to lose either way. If she gets convicted, she loses. If he gets convicted, she loses. Because what matters to her is the necklace. Just wait, you'll see. She wants to get her Coke necklace back. What do you mean by that? Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies.
Teehee, you haven't changed a bit.
She's not a killer, look at her. I mean, she's got some killer looks.
Mia Fey.
What's that? So you two are, acquainted?
Yeah. They're acquainted. Yes, we've met before. Once. It was a one-night stand.
In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours.
It's good to see you again, Madam Fey.
They're ex-roommates, and they were roommates. Madam, I'm no one's grandma yet, girlie. What I witnessed. Okay.
I had been planning to go back to Feeney's place after the class was over.
Now, unless I'm mistaken, Mr. Wright, is in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building? Ooh, Sky, too soon. Or not soon enough, because she's alive in this current flashback type scenario?
Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese senryu poetry.
Oh, ho, ho, ho! How wonderful! Isn't that humorous yet satirical style of haiku? Yes?
Nothing left to do. When a man reaches this age, sleep is his best friend. Haiku.
That's supposed to be poetry. Sounds more like a midlife crisis.
For me to get to the art department, I have to walk through that back area. That wasn't a haiku. I tried, but it wasn't.
Ah, yes, I see. That makes sense. When I went to enter the courthouse, I always walked through the front doors.
How else would you enter? Teleportation?
Feeny and Dougie. They were talking behind the building. That wasn't a haiku, but it was really close.
So who is this Dougie person?
Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago. He never really lived up to his name. He always spit. So I broke up with him.
So what were Mr. Swallow, and Mr. Wright talking about anyway?
How can you be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined.
That's right, Miss Fey.
Don't drag the witness down to your level.
Why am I being demonized here?
Please, go on. What did you see next?
Then suddenly Ducky got all wobbly and just collapsed. I didn't even try to make this one a haiku. It wasn't even close.
Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own?
Yes.
In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Is that right?
I was watching the whole time. I didn't even blink. And Dougie didn't even swallow. Feeny never did a thing.
If I press her for no good reason, I just know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony just now? Okay, hold on. Well, that's not true. Show a contradiction. I'm going against my own case here. Against, the best interests of my own client. But I gotta poke holes in her. It's my duty to reveal the truth. Not to get my client off scot-free, or without any Scots, if you will. No Scots were harmed in the freeing of this client. Feeble lies are not very welcoming. Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne. So let's drop them, shall we?
What? I would never.
Miss Fay, I will not allow you to badger this witness, nor will I allow you to beaver her.
Yeah, no, slow blink is right. I don't know why I said that.
I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting... please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job.
Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim.
What?
There's no need to try to cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth.
There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw.
Well, there's trees, and there's 4x4s, and I'm sure there are other things that you can saw.
No, with your eyes.
Oh, yeah. Yes, Your Honor. I will, if you don't mind. I'd like to revise my testimony.
Looks like we're finally getting somewhere.
Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie.
You didn't see it?
Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground.
And at that time, there was only the two of them at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow.
Yes, that's right. It didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either.
Right, do I click on that one? No, she's not stupid. She is the smartest villain in the series. But she's really Manfred von Karma in disguise. Oh, spoilers. I think I'm gonna press first. I'm gonna press first and then I'll present. So then, what did it look like they were doing to you? Because she mentioned that there wasn't any sound. But the sound of the umbrella breaking she should have heard. So then, what did it look like they were doing to you?
Well, Dougie was on his knees, and I think Mr. Wright kept calling out his last name. He kept saying, "Swallow, swallow." I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation.
Oh, give me a break.
That's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all?
No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge. Do you mind if I call you Oji?
Please do. Oh, I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony.
I went to go and find some other students, and they called the authorities.
When you say students, do you mean students from the pharmacology department?
Yes, they're all very fond of their drugs. They like to do drugs. I also like to do drugs. Phoenix, can I get my necklace back?
Please try to stay on topic. So, to find some pharmacology students, you went to the labs, correct?
That's what I was planning to do, but in the end, I wound up not going. A group of about 10 research students came running out of the building entrance. Somehow they all seemed to know what was going on.
The students knew what was going on? Press for more details. Yeah, I want... What?
The first time I'm hearing something like this.
But how could the students have known what was going on?
That's why his last name is Swallow. He's always swallowing those pills.
Well, I don't know for sure, but they knew what had happened. It's just they all seemed kind of excited about something. Kind of excited about something. That was almost a haiku. Except for that last line. Sorry, I'm obsessed with haikus. I'm obsessed with haikus. No, that doesn't work. It's six. That's six syllables. 6!
It doesn't look like I'm going to get any more info about the students.
So, do the students call the police?
Yes, I was so panicked. I was so panicked.
Yes, well, anyone would have been, my dear.
Anyone would have been my... Nope, that doesn't work.
That girl, she's telling a super obvious lie, and she knows it. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Right. Yes, that's got to be it. Where'd it go, Mia? Oklahoma, that means I'm going to have to dig deep to find the contradiction on this one.
I had been planning to go back to Feeney's place after class was over.
I'm gonna skip ahead. I'm gonna skip ahead to I didn't hear a sound. I didn't see the moment. And I didn't hear anything unusual either. Okay. This has got to be it, right?
Your Honor, that statement no! It does, though! It does contradict this evidence. The umbrella!
In what way? I'm not sure I understand.
Actually, I don't quite get it either. No, come on! It totally does! It actually 100% does. You dongle. You cheated me. He's mad at me now, but you can't give up yet, Mia. So then, what did it look like? Yeah, nope, they were, having a friendly afternoon. No, nothing at all. Okay. Fine, I'll keep pressing things. I went to go and find some other students, and they called the authorities. Oh, hold on. Let's see, months ago. Wait. Check. Oh! I didn't even read this, I don't think. Oh, whoops. Very little information is being disclosed at this time since the victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim. That's it, okay. Okay. I'll have to just press everything again. When you say students, you mean from the pharmacology? Yes, they're very fond of the drugs. Please try to stay on topic. So, to find some pharmacology, you went to the labs. Yes, but they wound up not going. It seemed to know what was going on. Push for more details, yes. They have no one was going on. Well, I don't know for sure. So they all seemed kind of excited about something. Okay. Cycle back around again. I've been planning to go back to Feeney's place after class is over. I wish I had like a layout of the college grounds. Because this might be another part of the lie. Department, pharmacology, she's going blah blah blah. Talks about her haikus. Okay, Feeney and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. It's the Dougie person. Yep, nope, we did this already. There's nothing new here. I would never eavesdrop. There's gonna be something new one of these times when I press for a second time. Because sometimes they do that. I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. You didn't see it. Saw the moment he fell. Didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either. And we're back here again. Okay, well. Nope. See, it doesn't make sense. That feels like the only place where I could present evidence, you know, to contradict what she's saying. Okay, let's see. Behind an IBU building. Or maybe this is the one I need to present. Is this photo? Come on. Alright, so I'm saving this time, because if it's gonna try to cheat me out of this again... Like, clearly, you love my streams, thanks, LOL. Clearly, I'm supposed to present evidence to contradict this statement specifically. Right? I didn't hear anything unusual either. Let's see. Wait a second. This one. This one right here. The broken umbrella. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, no. No. Why are you trying to cheat me? Okay? Is there another way to prove that the umbrella broke and she should have heard a sound? Is it Phoenix's testimony? Okay, there it is. Oh my god. Why are there three different things? Three different pieces of evidence that have to do with the umbrella? And like, I feel like that's on the programmers, that you should be able to pick any one of the three, and it's gonna take us to this point where it's gonna say, ah, you're talking about the sound that happened when the umbrella broke. Stupid. Maybe I'm the problem. You know what? Maybe I'm just bad at video games. You say you didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct?
Yes, that's why I was very relaxed, looking at the scenery around me.
Because this literally talks about the sound it makes. Alright. I feel like it could be inferred that when I present the broken umbrella, I'm just saying, with a picture of the broken umbrella. That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
He's not my boyfriend. He was just holding my drugs. I didn't want to get caught.
And he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise.
A sharp, loud noise. Nope. That's not gonna work. He heard a loud noise. That would work as a part of a haiku. He said that. He said that. Nope.
You don't infer in court and they are real lovers. She took his V card. She totally didn't. We know it was Doug Swallow that did. If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well?
Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable.
But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There was no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression.
Ack!
Ah, he said ack.
May I have a moment to answer? May I have a moment to answer? Nine syllables.
But by all means.
I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I'm deaf. I had my headphones on. I had my headphones on. 6 syllables. And I was listening to music at the time.
Headphones? Yeah, I mean that both of your ears were covered.
The rain was just beginning to let up. But it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for...
Oh, she's one of those New Age pagans. Got it. She studies the literature of poems. She doesn't write them. Sure, she doesn't, Sky. She's one of those New Age pagans. Oh, the Norse ones are the worst ones. They often tend to be frickin' Nazis. Like neo-Nazis and shit. Oh. And here I thought she was cute. No, she's just a neo-Nazi.
But it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble.
Thunder and lightning, huh? I hear they aren't so frightening. Isn't that right, Pajama Sam?
Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on to block it out.
Well, Your Honor.
She means Thor from Marvel, not the Norse god. Got it. Okay, cool. Yep. She's just an MCU fan. Big Chris Hemsworth fan, huh?
As you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all.
Wait a sec, Mia. That testimony just now. She said something that could totally change this whole case. There was lightning. He could have just been struck by frickin' lightning. Your Honor, there's a problem with the witness's testimony.
Whoa, what do you mean?
Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct?
Yes. What about it?
Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere. Am I right? She means good old Dr. Donald Blake, the brother of Loki. I see. I don't know what that means.
Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Faye. Unless it's anatomy.
Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning?
Oh, I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me.
Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? Oh, that's right. This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, the victim of a stray bolt.
It appears the defense may be onto something.
Donald Blake is Thor's alter ego, like Bruce Wayne, Peter Parker, Diane Prince. Oh, well, alright then. Shows how much I really know about Marvel, huh?
Could it be that the death was actually accidental?
All right, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty...
I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye.
Huh?
Good accident. No one is a murderer. Yeah, see? It all worked out. It's an act of God, or whatever. No? Or whatever. That's what the insurance companies would call it. It's quote-unquote act of God. Yeah, you know. It's crazy that they would use that kind of terminology, but it's the term that they would use.
I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on the day at that location.
What?
What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case.
Yeah. A stroke of lightning could have hit the cable. And simultaneously hit the victim. And how would you be able to, you know, accurately track if there were lightning strikes in the area? You know? Would it be based on, you know, people reporting it, right? Somebody would have to report that. Or there would be some kind of evidence to show that. Evidence like maybe somebody being electrocuted to death. It would probably be, you know, a good sign that there was a lightning strike in the area. I think this case is Payne's first loss. Ironic, since now he loses all the time. Every time. Every time. He's Mr. I'm gonna lose tutorial.
Evidence, Mr. Payne. Well, what is this evidence?
This affidavit.
And who is this affidavit from?
The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read out to the court the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day.
Yeah, because the electrical line was hit by a lightning bolt.
Was it a blackout?
All of the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor.
High voltage? Coming at you from every side, high voltage? Hey, isn't that like a Fort Minor song or something? High voltage, right? So you're saying the equipment lost power because...
Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable, which may have been severed by a lightning bolt. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m.
Which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report.
Exactly.
In other words, yeah, but that doesn't fit with this obvious piece of evidence right here. It was 3:05. Take that. Sorry. He gets so annoyed to losing to Wright that in the 6th game, he forces Wright to take a case where the defense lawyer gets death if he loses the case to try to revenge. I get it. I do. I get it. But, like, come on. Did you really think he was going to lose? Also, so if the defense lawyer loses, he also gains the death penalty. But what about the prosecuting attorney? Do they get the death penalty? In this 6th game? You know. Or is it just the defense?
Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable.
Yeah, well, maybe. maybe since he just got dumped by Phoenix Wright, his first love, who took his V-card, he decided to find the quickest way out. Just saying, it's a little dark, but maybe.
According to the students, the cables were very old.
Oh, so they could have just broken on their own? Is that what you're saying? That it could have just been like a tragic accident? Very old wiring? Huh? Huh? It sounds to me like this is an obvious case of having a possibility of many different outcomes that we can't prove one way or another, and I think maybe we should just throw this case out. After all, if there's even a shadow of a doubt, right? Canonically, Phoenix wins the case. No, the prosecutors are safe. Well, that's dumb. It's a fun game. I can't wait to see you play it in 5 years. You're probably right about that. It has Edgeworth and Ema in it.
They were planning on having them replaced in the near future.
I see. Sounds like a convenient way to get your equipment upgraded at the pharmacology department. Maybe it was the 10 pharmacology students! Take that!
Apparently the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break.
Okay. So it seems like maybe Phoenix definitely isn't at fault here. Like, even if he pushed the guy into it, you know? By accident, I might add. It was an accident. If that's what happened. Sounds to me like it was an accident waiting to happen. Could have happened to anybody, really.
However, there's one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into. Correct? Well, I suppose you could say that.
I just did, you dumb bitch. We know he's not responsible at all. Yeah, I know, because they still give you the death penalty in this game, even if it's an accidental murder, which is crazy. Like, if it was an accident, they're still like, yeah, you still gotta die, and your entire family, and your defense team. Also their families. We have to put everyone to death. Everyone in the room actually has to die. Sorry, it's the law in this world for some reason.
Miss Faye, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of this severed cable?
Your Honor, I don't like how this is looking one bit. Or 8-bit. I certainly wouldn't want to see this in 16-bit, could you imagine? Ace Attorney on the Sega Genesis?
Actually, I would play that. I would 100% play Ace Attorney for the Sega Genesis. I should really look up to see if there's any other D-Make games, because I've been really enjoying this Final Fantasy VII D-Make. I bet that there are some other really cool games that I love that have been D-made. You know? Like, what if there was like a Skyrim D-Make? Skyrim for the Sega Genesis or the PS1 or something. I would totally play that. 100%. Like, Edgeworth in the first game, he was 10, and it was an accident, but yes, it's in the first degree. Uh-huh, yup.
I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion.
Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break?
Some sort of impact.
Okay. Rule 34, if it exists, there's a remake. Well, not remakes, but demakes. But yeah. No. And that's not what Rule 34... Hey! Don't you try to trick my innocent followers into looking up Rule 34, Skyrim Rule 34. Whatever you do, chat, don't look up... don't look up Ace Attorney Rule 34. Okay? Alright, okay. Everything fell on top of his umbrella. There was a loud sound when this happened.
Would it go into profiles? Would it? Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? Well, I think it was Doug Swallow. I think it was Doug Swallow. Right? It is true though. It was Doug Swallow. That's how it had something to do with him being electrocuted by the cable one way or another. Whether he fell into it, he was pushed into it, he accidentally snagged his umbrella on it when he was throwing it in a fit of rage like a golfer who just fucked up the perfect run and throwing his golf club like a you said pushed. Right? I mean, maybe. You say, oh, not like what actually hit this, like, because whom did the pushing? Oh, it's not who got pushed into it, who came in contact with it. You're like, oh, who did the pushing? Well, it was obviously Dahlia. Dolly did the pushing. This is it. This is why the cable snapped.
Well, Your Honor,
I believe that the only thing that has snapped is the mind of this defense.
yeah, that was one of your best lines yet, Your Honor.
No, no, no. Oh, no. Ouch. That was harsh. Please, Your Honor. We know who pushed Doug. No! No, it wasn't Phoenix! Someone else must have pushed him later. Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony. The defendant's testimony? He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct? Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that the lab equipment lost power at 2:55, which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline? See? 2:55. Right? But the watch broke at 3:05. And that's when he got electrocuted. Huh? Couldn't have possibly been him. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage.
Yes, the prosecution also came to that conclusion. And it was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted.
No, it didn't. They were 10 minutes apart. I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne.
Well, what's that supposed to mean?
Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim banged into the pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break. Well, that makes sense. And then the victim was electrocuted. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no. It doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by this severed cable in the foreground here.
Ah!
In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim.
Order in the court!
Ah, the lamentations of my enemy. How I've longed to hear them. Who's a poet now?
It's true. The defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could...
Mr. Judge, sir, may I say something? The Madam Attorney's explanation. She said some things that are a little different than I remember them.
You bitch!
What? Well,
what the?
Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge.
Of course it's all right.
Just go right ahead and give your new testimony.
This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors. What I Witnessed Part 2. Ooh, here we go.
The truth is, Feeny pushed him twice.
Okay. Then where's the second handprint? Huh? Where is it? Where's the second handprint on his jacket? Huh? If he pushed him twice. You're telling me that he pushed him with the same with robotic-like precision in the exact same spot on the jacket so that it only left one handprint? Like he did a Robin Hood splitting of the arrow? Huh? Is that what you're suggesting? Now, Your Honor, I know my client may seem like a very athletic person, but I assure you he is not. You would not possibly be able to attack with such precision. Nor is he a physics major, I may remind you. You wouldn't be able to calculate the precise trajectory to do the same exact push in the same exact spot twice. Also, what are the odds that that would actually work in practice?
The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Ducky tried.
We're gonna get to the next one. Which this is my favorite filler case in the series. We're gonna get to the next case. We're gonna get to the next case, guy. It's not like I'm gonna stop. Okay? We'll get there when we get there.
They gonna get done when they get done.
Then Ducky tried his best to run away from him, but Feeny caught up and crashed into him from behind, the cable snapping, and Ducky being electrocuted. It all occurred in less than a minute.
Less than a minute? Less than a minute, you say? Less than a minute? It was less than a minute? Oh. Is that why? Is that why? Let's see here. Is that why at 2:55 they lost electricity? Then at 3 p.m., supposedly 3 p.m. on the dot was his time of death, but 3:05 was when the watch stopped after being electrocuted. Huh? But that all happened in less than a minute somehow. Clearly, there's some kind of time travel or time stoppage going on here. Your Honor, I call for a mistrial. Better yet, I call for the real murderer to be put to death. By electrocution as well. Watches aren't perfect. Yeah, well, they wouldn't show you that. They wouldn't show you that in the evidence if it wasn't relevant. Okay? It must have been relevant. After all, they already stated once in Phoenix Wright's testimony that he showed up exactly on time. At the exact time that they had proposed to meet, which means his watch is set to the correct time. Huh? Otherwise, he would have been 5 or 10 minutes early, depending on which part of this evidence we're supposed to believe. So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away.
And that is when the defendant pushed him for the second time.
I'm so sorry, Feeny, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? It's 7 syllables. Am I Mr. Judge? 5 syllables. Well, it's really close to a haiku, actually.
Of course you are. Of course you are, my dear. Shit! As painful as it seems, you are. Now then, Miss Fay, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
What I Witnessed Part 2.
What I witnessed Part 2. The truth is Feeny pushed him twice.
Miss Hawthorne, previously in your testimony, you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie.
I know. I'm sorry. I wanted to protect Feeny. Speaking of Feeny, I'm kind of fiending right now. Phoenix, do you have that necklace I gave you?
Can't believe Phoenix killed a guy. What? Twice, even. Apparently he killed him twice.
So that's why you basically lied to the court.
I was a bad girl, I know. Mr. Judge? Speak me, Daddy?
Yes?
Speak me, Daddy. Would you please forgive little old me? And or punish me as you see fit?
Of course he won't. What you did is called perjury.
Oh, come now. It was just a little old white lie. Well, forget it this time, but please be more careful from now on, all right? Also, I want to see you in my quarters.
Thank you so much, Mr. Judge.
Not at all.
The judge had better be more careful himself. A dark alley is friendlier than that girl.
Yeah, dark alley isn't going to push you into an exposed electrical wire.
The first time I was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke.
You're saying you actually saw the victim get pushed into the electrical pole?
I know, he doesn't look it, but Feeny can be a bit of an imp when he wants to be. Or is that simp? I can't remember.
Oh, really?
But I never imagined that he would cause an electrical cable to break. Feeny really is scary when he gets mad, but I kind of like him.
Yes, he sounds like a very dangerous individual indeed.
Then Ducky tried his best to run away from him.
So, let me get this straight. You were happily listening to music on your headphones while you watched this scene unfold.
No, Miss Faye, I'll have to ask you to stop badgering the witness.
I wasn't happy. I was so scared that I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on.
You cheered them on? The fuck does that mean?
That's what I'm thinking. To cheer them on? What do you mean by that?
Well, I wish the best for them both, and that they would each give the fight their all.
That's very sweet of you to be so supportive of both your current boyfriend and your ex-boyfriend. And maybe your future boyfriend? Wink, wink.
And what happened after that?
But Feeny caught up and crashed into him from behind. And then he kept pounding him from behind.
That doesn't sound quite right. There were handprints found on the chest of the victim's leather jacket. Mr. Payne, were there also prints found on the back of his leather jacket?
Well, no, there weren't.
Madam Faye, may I suggest that you listen a little more carefully? I said that he crashed into him from behind, right? Like that one song. Crash into me. Crash into me, baby. And I'll come into you. And he did. And he came. He came right into him. After he crashed into him. My Feeny wouldn't leave any prints behind in that case, would he? The cable snapping and Ducky being electrocuted. It all occurred in less than a minute.
This has to be the one where I have to present, right? Because, let's see. The old power cable broke due to some sort of 255. At 3 p.m., cause of death. The victim's watch stopped at the time of death, which was 3:05. This is another one of those ones where it's like, which one do I present? Which one? Which one do I present? I'm gonna press first, just in case.
Did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted?
I'm sorry. I didn't actually see. I turned my eyes away.
That's understandable.
Yes, indeed. It would have been a horrific sight for anyone to behold.
If I don't figure out the contradiction here, yeah, no, it's the last one. It has to be the last one. But I don't want to do the wrong. Boop, boop, boop. Nope, nope. It all occurred in less than a minute. I'm gonna save here. I'm gonna say. I know it's kind of cheap, but listen. 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 Let me have this. Let me have it. Let me have it. All right. So this says 2:55. Victim's watch stopped at the time of death. Now, I've been saying this. I've been saying this. That time is 3:05. I saved a lot of times too. Yeah, yeah. Wait, like a lot of times, or Lotta, like the character from earlier on in this series.
Lotta Hart? You know Lotta Hart. With the big old afro, she's from the Heartland.
Right? You remember her? You remember Lotta Hart? That's enough, witness.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? Look at this photograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh.
Oh, that medicine. That's the one Feeny likes to take for his cold.
It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m.
Yes, and your point is, Miss Faye?
My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping?
Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m. Yarg!
Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne, what exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? The defense proposes that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow.
Oh, order! Order in the court!
This is nonsense! The real murderer!
Even you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for.
Well, then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it?
There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene. Was there a window of opportunity for the real killer?
Miss Faye, is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer?
It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor, we are ready.
Very well, but remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized by my gavel. If you'll remember, that's what I call my penis. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Faye.
It was Grossberg! Take that! It was Winston Payne! Hold it! No. It was Dahlia Hawthorne, though. It could only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne.
Well, how can you...
The defense is grasping at straws.
She's too pretty to murder. Too bad. Well, that's too damn bad. She's too pretty to murder, Grandpa. Well, that's too bad. 10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing the whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Yeah, I mean, she's cute, but she's evil. I think she's a cokehead, too. Did you see her necklace? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you. Also, if you were cheering them on, I feel like you would have run over to the victor as their prize or something, you know? If they were fighting over you and you were cheering them both on. Right? She would have run over to whoever won and said, "My hero!" Made a big deal out of it.
Order! Order! Miss Faye! What? I mean, why? That's...
Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright posted the victim, you subsequently left the scene. It was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands.
Ah! How can you say something so mean, Madame Faye? I didn't do anything.
Miss Faye! This is a serious... Your Honor! But please, I have something I want to say! Achoo! You? Well, what is it? Please strike everything the defense said just now from the record.
What the? Are you daft?
You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that!
You're blind. Phoenix, you've been blinded by her flat chest.
Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man. Arg! Leave my Dolly alone! That boy. He's gotten himself in way over his head.
Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back.
It seems I've arrived just in the nick of time. I found the police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping.
Oh, wow, the police report was added to the court record. Well, I gotta read it. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Let's see. Location, District Courthouse Cafeteria. Date and time was August 27th at 4 p.m. Victim, Diego Armando. Age 28. Occupation, lawyer. Suspect, Dahlia Hawthorne. Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It is unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. A small bottle necklace given to Wright on the day they met. He shows it to everyone. The day they met was that very day. August 27th. It's not one of those cocaine vial necklaces. That's a poison vial. Cocaine is also poison, but to be more specific, the poison that killed Armando. That's it. That explains everything.
You'd better take a good look at it. It details how you came to lose your boyfriend.
That was Mia's boyfriend. Yeah, wow, okay. Never said he was dead, just poisoned.
Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, Your Honor, I.
May I interrupt you for a moment? Mr. Prosecutor. 6 syllables. Not good for haiku.
Don't you worry, my dear. I have the situation well at hand. Let us go right ahead.
Madam Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet doggy?
Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright.
I told you that you should let me handle this. Sorry. Please go ahead.
How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. Move, bitch, get out of the way, by ludicrous. This is all just too much for poor little me to bear. Or fox. Or rabbit. Or lions or tigers.
W reference, thanks.
I believe the girl is trying to ask what on earth her motive would be.
The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. And then the same day, the two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
For further testimony? What about?
About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What could that possibly have to do with this case?
The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant. Am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she, in fact, had a very good reason.
Very well, then. The court grants the defense's request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a bit longer?
Of course not, Mr. Judge.
Oh, she knows I like it when she calls me Mr. Judge.
Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne.
I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. My heart skipped a beat. The moment our eyes met... Oh, no, that's not a haiku. We've been going on ever since that fateful day. We're so lovey-wovey. We literally make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think.
Mr. Wright, do that again, and you will be held in contempt of court.
Oh. Wait, was that Mr. Wright who said that? And now we enter the final act of our little drama.
As we used to say in the days of my youth, go get her.
Okay. Here we go. First met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. So until that time, you had been dating Doug Swallow.
Yes, I'm a real fool. I know. Letting my emotions change so quickly. I'm ashamed of myself.
No, not at all. Look at me. I'm infamous for changing my mind. My critics have even taken to calling me Judge Fickle. Or is it Judge Pickle?
Maybe you should look for a different line of work.
Despite that, however, he always hands down the correct verdict. That's why some people also call him the Great Judge Hiii.
It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room.
The courthouse reading room? That's a strange place to meet the love of your life.
That's not true, Madam Faye. After all, Feeny was.
No one calls him that. No one calls him that.
Feeny was not only an art student, but he was also planning on becoming a lawyer.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room?
This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case.
Miss Fay, I'm warning you. This has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case.
I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. I'd better tread carefully. I'm gonna save right here, yeah. I'm gonna save right here.
Keep pressing. No, I want to keep pressing.
Your Honor, if you'll allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue on with her testimony.
Very well. Young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room?
If it pleases Your Honor, the answer is simply this. I had come to this courthouse to do some research for a paper I was writing.
I'm just going to present it.
Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason?
Well, what is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Fay?
8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy.
Another tragedy?
Do you mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned? I was hiding my poison after poisoning Miss Fay's platonic friend.
The name of the suspect in that incident is listed here in this report. And that name is Dahlia Hawthorne.
What?
The Dahlia Hawthorne?
Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago.
Order! This is unbelievable. It's true then. The loveliest rose can hide the cruelest thorns.
Miss Fay, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness with an unrelated case. My wit's in pain will not allow it.
Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking.
Pardon me. Go right ahead.
It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me, the same way that the Mr. Judge has expressed interest in me.
Express some interest, huh?
Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath. Just like the hit early 2000s Screamo band, Under Oath. So I'll tell you the absolute truth. It's dangerous business walking at your front door. I did not commit a crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago.
I see.
Oklahoma, I've tied the two cases together. Now I've just got to stay on the offensive.
Well done, Mia. Oh, you really lit a fire in my heart and my buttocks.
Here we go. Talking about his hemorrhoids again. Great. It's fantastic. I was looking forward to more content about the hemorrhoids. Thank you, Mr. Grossberg. You really put the gross in Grossberg.
I can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my hemorrhoids.
God damn it. I couldn't go one episode without talking about your freaking hemorrhoids. Alright. No, this is good content. It's good content. This could be the thumbnail right here. This could be the thumbnail. Who knows? Maybe the real verdict was the hemorrhoids we made along the way. God damn it. Don't worry, this is Mr. Grossberg's last appearance. No, don't say that. I love that guy. He's great. It's a fun voice to do. I have fun with it.
Hemorrhoids intensifies.
I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. And let me see for just a moment. And that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that is lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. The kind that you need exactly 2/3 of a tablespoon to kill someone. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that.
So that's what happened here 8 months ago.
However, as you heard from the witness's testimony, she had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks.
Why does she know so much about the poison?
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne, but I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination.
Ugh! Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger?
There's one more flashback case, Mia's first case, but Armando was her partner in that case. Oh! I love that! I want more Mia content! Give me more Mia! I want a whole spin-off episode. Like an entire game. I want an entire game where you're playing as Mia. You know? Mia Fey, Ace Attorney. Right? Right? Just give her one. I don't even need a whole trilogy. Just give me one full game with like 5 episodes. 4 or 5 episodes. You know? Give me that. Give me a whole game where I play as Mia. Would love that too. Right? Right?
Aha, Mia.
Nope. Hold on. Nope, lost it. I gotta find the. It's a specific spot, like in the back of your throat. Wow, you're glowing. Aha, Mia, you're glowing with a true lawyer's aura. There. You kind of gotta like hang your mouth open a little bit too. There. You're glowing. Yeah. Sadly, that case is like this one, all trial, no investigation. That's fine. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's good. What proud posture and self-confidence. Absolutely smashing. The poisoning. What's gonna happen to her butterflies when she has her, like, I've been defeated animation? I hope the butterflies don't die.
I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day.
What were you discussing?
What were you talking about with the defense attorney?
Well, I'm sorry, but that's confidential.
According to the report, you were being interviewed regarding another case.
The lawyer that was killed, he said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up with when I was younger.
Why don't you tell us all what that incident was?
Better than Payne in that case, but the judge isn't as good as Judge. That's fine. That's fair.
That has absolutely nothing at all to do with this case.
Objection sustained. The defense's question is stricken from the record.
You get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, Miss Hawthorne?
Well, I guess I was just born under a bad sign. Born under a bad sign.
Don't worry, Dolly, I'll protect you. You heard the man. Now that is true love, young lady.
Oh, Feeny, please give me my necklace back.
Those two really are making me ill, albeit for decidedly different reasons.
I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when that happened.
How long were you gone?
I've already answered all these questions for the police, but if you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes.
And where were you during that stretch of time? Using the toilet?
What are you saying, Miss Fay? Toilet? My perfect little Dolly doesn't poop, she sparkles! You heard the defendant, Miss Fay. Better luck next time.
Oh, Feeny, please. Can I have my necklace back?
The police have already looked into this whole matter. This line of questioning is nothing but a waste of the court's time. It's just going circles and circles like the Matterhorn. Speaking of matters, objection sustained. Miss Hawthorne, please continue with your testimony.
From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that is lethal at just 2 teaspoons.
Is that what this says? Traces of poison are found in the victim's coffee cup. Okay. How do you know that it's so much information about the poison? About how much liquid is 2 teaspoons? It's 2/3 of a tablespoon, Your Honor. Sorry, Kayleigh Alyssa for the defense. Thank you. Chef by day. Defense attorney by night. No further questions, Your Honor.
Well, let me see. My bottle of eye drop says it's 1/2 of a fluid ounce, which is equal to 3 teaspoons.
So, yeah. It's 2/6. 1/3. Wait. Yeah, 1/3. 1/3 of a fluid ounce. So it's about 2/3 of that amount, huh?
The poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee.
I think that vial could fit 2 teaspoons. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. That vial might not be related to this case at all, Sky.
It must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped it in there.
I'd like to quietly slip it in there.
What? Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison.
A special kind of poison? How so?
Well, I heard that it's almost impossible to detect.
Oh, and where would something like that come from?
I'm sorry, all I know is what I overheard the policeman saying. They said something about using advanced chemical processes to purify it.
Chemical processes? Well, that's quite impressive. Most impressive.
The better question is, how did the criminal get something like that? Maybe if, say, the assassin knew somebody who had the kind of equipment required to produce drugs and poisons. Maybe a lab. A pharmaceutical lab. Like the kind you'd see in the pharmaceutical department. At a university, perhaps? And that's exactly why she had to kill him. It's all coming together now. Because he knew about the poison. She's gonna kill 2 birds with 1 stone with this. Okay.
So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that.
I think you do. And that's the reason they didn't arrest you. Because no one could show how you could have gotten the poison.
I think that's a good enough reason, Madam Faye.
She's right, and I think we've all had about enough of Miss Faye's questions. So, in essence, the main reason Miss Hawthorne was never arrested for this crime was because no one could show how she could have obtained the poison.
Then all we have to do is find a way to establish how she could have gotten some, right? Great. Now just how did a lit student get a hold of poison of all things? Okay, so if I did... Fourth year pharmacology. Right? He shows it to everyone. I'm guessing he showed it to the victim. That's why they started fighting. And that's why he got murdered, because he asked Dahlia about it. Okay, hold on. I have an idea. There's a very special kind of poison. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that. You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison? I don't believe you. What? In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab.
But boyfriend? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow?
That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you'll recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University.
Pharmacology?
His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have obtained such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison after all. And then, it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at his very table. You!
No! Order! Could it be? No, that's nothing but a baseless accusation.
May I say something, Madame Faye?
What is it, Miss Hawthorne?
The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you'd need some kind of container.
Well, yes, that's true.
I was searched immediately after the incident took place.
Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down.
But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they?
She's right. They even mentioned that in the report. Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something that small.
Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. If you're saying I threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof.
Proof? She got me good with that.
Provide some evidence or I'll have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss Faye. Unless we can come up with some evidence, we're going to lose the lead.
The police conducted a full-body search of Dahlia and of the entire courthouse. And yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred.
If you're going to accuse the young lady of committing the murder, then where is the container the poison was carried in? What happened to it?
So do I present Dahlia's present? Right? Yeah. You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's why you passed it on to someone that had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched.
Who is this person?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course.
So the defendant was this witness's accomplice?
Of course not. She gave the poison to him disguised as a present.
What? But that's...
That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute. So, what about it? Doesn't mean, Miss Faye. I used to have one like this back in the 80s. You could fit all kinds of powders in there. Enough about that.
The day that the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix was 8 months ago. August 27th, the very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away.
What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here?
No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount.
No!
Oh, order in the court. On behalf of Dolly, I object. Mr. Wright. No, that's not right.
Mr. Wright, control yourself.
I won't let you bully her like this. Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat.
Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her?
Why? Because I'm madly in love with her. Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time. Case dismissed.
Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway?
Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too.
Mr. Wright, please, open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is because of that necklace. Dahlia Hawthorne was not, and is not, madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck.
What, my necklace?
Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself.
Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now.
What a strange girl asking for a present back like that.
For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back.
You're lying!
But you never gave it back to her. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why she...
I don't believe you. No! That's a lie! Ah!
Eek! It was super obvious.
Well, Mia, are you alright?
Oh, the defendant, she's getting away. Bailiff, hurry after him!
Mia, are you alright?
Yes, I think so.
That boy, you went completely insane.
Where's Mr. Wright?
It looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough.
Thank goodness. Oh no.
What is it?
The bottle necklace. Miss Hawthorne's present. It's gone.
What? That's terrible.
Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me.
Foolish boy. That was the only thing that could have saved him. What in blazes are we to do now?
Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court. I'm sorry.
No further your apology is not enough.
Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace?
Forgive me. I'm sorry.
It's Oklahoma. Just give back the necklace.
I ate it.
What? You what?
You ate it. It was too big to swallow, so I had to chew it into little bits first, but yeah. Ugh. Ah!
What the?
What? What's he doing now?
Your Honor, you've got to stop the trial. Mr. Wright, are you feeling Oklahoma? Does your stomach hurt? That bottle you swallowed may have had some poison left in it.
It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly that bottle did not contain a deadly poison.
How can you be so sure?
I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive.
Yeah, it would have to be 2 teaspoons. We've talked about this.
As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination.
So it would seem.
No, there must have been some mistake. The bottle must not have had any poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost its potency.
There. It's all right, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney could do. And it's heartwarming to see that you place this much faith in Mr. Wright.
Maybe there's something else she poisoned. No.
But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong.
That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Fay, I cannot accept your explanation of the events.
But why?
This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand. But in a court of law, evidence is everything. Uh-oh. I may have screwed up.
Even after I proved so much, is she going to get away with everything?
Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to proceed with the trial.
Mr. Wright?
I'm sorry, Miss Fay. It totally slipped my mind. I'm really, really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down.
Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say?
There's something I forgot to tell you.
What is it?
That day, the day I met Doug Swallow.
Don't tell me he's just gonna say,
I killed him. It slipped my mind.
What was the voice I was doing for him again?
That girl, you shouldn't see her. Hey, that's none of your business.
I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news.
You're lying!
Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab.
Poison?
The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time too. It could only have been her. That girl is a thief. And an assassin.
Don't talk about her like that!
Is it true? Did he really say that?
Well, that's ridiculous! There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right there. She was crouched down next to him.
What?
She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but... I'm sorry, Dolly. Your Honor, the defendant is... Miss Fay, you tell them. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent.
So Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, then there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow.
The night before?
Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone.
Miss Fay. If you're so certain of your theory, then let me ask you this.
Mia, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back, and therefore...
Exactly who was Miss Dahlia Hawthorne planning to kill?
Phoenix Wright, of course. There was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way. And that person was... Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Me? Well, that's preposterous. After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered.
Well, it's true that that's how things worked out. But let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison.
Show him your attorney's badge so he knows you mean business.
No! The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was, in fact, you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that it could be.
But how can that be? I thought Mr. Phoenix Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love.
To blave, which means to bluff. Poor Mr. Wright. This must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice. I swear it! As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right, the bottle necklace. That's all she cared about.
But even so, why would she go so far as to murder him?
8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria. Dahlia Hawthorne could only think of one thing. How to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible.
No, it can't be.
It was a pretty good move she made, too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met.
You mean that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright?
Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence.
That can't be true!
Feeny, what a joke you are. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and the necklace. You disgust me.
Miss Hawthorne?
It appears that we're nearing the end of this trial.
Fine. I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say.
You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne.
We'll see about that, but first, where's your evidence?
Where's your evidence? Because I don't see any. Sorry. Sometimes in this stream we call boobies evidence.
It seems your sniveling little... Fuck you, bitch! It seems your sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack.
Well,
Hey, old man, are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face?
Miss Hawthorne, what happened to you?
Are you really that shocked? Not as shocked as Doug Swallow. Or do you prefer me this way, Mr. Judge? With absolutely no proof, you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer.
well, technically this would be, you've only killed 2. And it wasn't in the same incident, so it wouldn't be mass murderer. It would, just multiple murderer. Yeah, the butterflies are crazy. Even if you killed them both, like, in the same incident, like, on the same day, same place, whatever, it still wouldn't be mass murder. Just multiple homicide. And these are two separate cases, separate dates and times. So, and you wouldn't even be considered a serial killer because 2 isn't a pattern. And I'm sorry, my coworker listens to a lot of true crime. So, anyways.
Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now, if you don't mind.
But we're not finished.
Fine. Then ask this nasty-old hag to finish up already.
I can't let her get away this time.
Stop near. If you keep on pushing without any evidence, you could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer.
The ultimate price?
You'd be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid.
Oh no, Olivia! Then I won't be able to show my attorney's badge to show them that I mean business. No.
You'd better think it over carefully, Miss Faye. Or should I say, Miss Gray?
Well, Miss Faye, can you provide evidence that would establish your guilt once and for all?
If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point, I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Yeah, I do. Found clutched in the victim's hand, covered in Wright's fingerprints. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof.
Impossible! You can't possibly...
Stupid woman!
It is the opinion of the court that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented.
To just one?
If you are unable to establish your guilt, then I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will immediately be handed down on Mr. Wright. I'm gonna save right over here. Here we go. Yep. There we go. Just in case. You know, the detective, the famous detective, Justin, just in case.
I understand, Your Honor.
I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets a chance to soar.
She was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there.
Well then, Miss Faye, please present your evidence. Show to this court irrefutable proof that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright.
Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all.
Cold Killer X, Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine.
As a rookie defense attorney, I have a bit of a cold.
If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned.
Well, what?
Remember what the defendant said in his testimony. But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. She was the one who took his bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some.
Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine.
I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence?
Huh? What are you talking about?
8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had accidentally run into in the reading room. My client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poisoned bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright.
I believe she did testify that She was going to meet with the defendant.
Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and the victim were arguing about, and cut the electrical cable. That's when she realized I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying that bottle of poisoned cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they search me like they did 8 months ago?
8 months ago?
Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. She had someone else hold it. In this case, Doug Swallow.
Oh, come on down, everyone. Surely you weren't fooled, are you? This stupid woman just not even a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Huh? Yeah, so that's exactly right. It's just pure desperation.
I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne, this cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us. I dare you to take some of this medicine right now.
Mia Fey!
No, they're on fire!
Did you think you would? Well, do you, Mia Fey? That's just fine.
Why did they burst into flames?
For the time being, victory is yours.
For the time being?
Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too. Oklahoma?
She has the Byakugan. Yeah, did you see her eyes? It's crazy. Huh? Why, yes.
I'm going to go spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best.
So that's it. We did it! Yeah! Phew. It's finally all over.
I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support this outrageous claim.
But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it.
I don't care. I'm Winston Payne, and I don't believe one word that this rookie lawyer has said.
Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this.
Yes?
Would you care to try this cold medicine?
What?
Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said...
There. It's all right, rookie. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life.
So, if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in there, right?
Well, you see, yes?
And here comes the back pedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life? He's straight up threatening everyone. Yeah. Oh no, his hair!
My beautiful hair, no!
Mr. Payne? About Miss Dahlia Hawthorne?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll file papers for her immediate arrest.
Tragic, but not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning. Yeah, that's the pain we all know.
Don't lie, just admit you were wrong.
By the way, Miss Faye.
Yes, Your Honor.
Was it me, or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other?
Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case.
Very well. Mr. Payne?
This can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like losing to my daughter.
It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say?
It can't be true. My dear Dolly!
Very well then. I believe I'm ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright, not guilty.
Woo, yeah, woo.
This court is adjourned.
Whew! We did it.
Mia, you're wonderful there.
Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg.
During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like Mount Vesuvius.
That's disgusting. That's the thumbnail. Either that or the... Whoops. Or the hair. Mr. Grossberg, do you, maybe think you could stop talking about them? Ew, I know. I don't know. You know, maybe I'll do the hair.
Oh, that's rather rude. Anyway, this case really made me think about my hemorrhoids. Should probably get some cream or something. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with the client? Perhaps it is we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this.
Oh, Mr. Wright, congratulations.
Thanks. You know, I was thinking.
Go on.
The dolly that I saw up there on the witness stand, I don't think that was really her.
What?
Yeah, the dolly I know could never have said those kinds of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something.
Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright, for your own sake.
Yeah, you're right. That's probably for the best.
Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little.
But out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up.
Eek! What kind of company does this guy keep? Larry Butts. It's Larry Butts.
Right now, I'm studying to become a lawyer myself.
That's what you keep saying. Has to be Larry. But I thought you were in the art department.
Well, yeah, I am. But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, then I should be able to save him in time.
I see.
Say, Miss Faye, a lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right?
Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself, but I think that's exactly what a lawyer is.
Oklahoma! I'm going to do it! I'll study my butt off! I'll study my Larry Butts off! I'll become a lawyer for sure! I hope we see each other again someday. Maybe even in court.
And they did. And she died shortly after.
It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned and managed to save my friend.
But Mia has passed on to a better place. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. Hot ones, too. Look at all that evidence. But it also brings up some very precious ones, like all that precious evidence. And memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again, like how her lack of evidence doesn't make me rise. Mia's gone now, but even so, I can hear her in my mind, 'cause she's a ghost who helps me with cases sometimes.
Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief.
5 long years. Something has happened that's made me think back to her words of wisdom. But that is a story for another day.
Turnabout Memories, the end! Whew! A brand new episode has been added. Ooh, the stolen turnabouts. Yeah, I'll save. We're gonna save right here. Boom, right at the top. Bingo, bango, bongo, boongo. There. And we will check out episode 2, The Stolen Turnabout, next time on Kayleigh Plays Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments down below. I don't know. Who's your favorite side character? Do you like the judge? Do you like Grossberg? Do you like Payne? Who's your favorite side character, you know? Is it Larry Butts? Might be. Maybe. Let me know in the comments down below. Who's your favorite side character in Ace Attorney? And, stay tuned later today for the rest of Triple Play Wednesday, where we're going to play Pokemon Soul Silver Joey Challenge. That's right, we're doing a night fight. Fight the cops. Night fight. Fight the cops. We're going to fight the cops. Yeah. I'm going to punch a cop. Well, my rat's going to punch a cop. Well, my rat's going to punch a cop's dog. So, stay tuned for that. Until next time, have a great night. Have a wonderful week. I love you all. Bye-bye. 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 Bye.